Alrighty, so the reason I am making this video is because right now there's the whole controversy with Jodi Hildebrandt and Ruby Frank, or Frankie, whatever her name is. And this is a topic that really hits close to home. Back in 2021 or 2022, my wife and I were going through some marital issues, and we decided that we wanted to seek counseling. So we went to our church bishop, and we asked him if he could help, kind of assist in us paying for the therapy sessions. He had a recommendation because we didn't know what counselor we might want to go see, but he ended up referring us over to Jodi Hildebrandt because he seemed to have had a positive experience, him and his wife, with Jodi. Obviously, that doesn't make sense to me, given the conversation that we're going to be having, but ultimately, this has been a very, I guess, like, cringeworthy type experience for me. A very uncomfortable story to follow, given the allegations that are being made against Jodi Hildebrandt and Ruby Franks, or Frankie, whatever her name is. So I'm digesting it one piece at a time. I may not have all the facts of the case. I may not have all the information. I'm having a really hard time going through and watching these videos by people who are doing a good job researching it, such as Annie Elise, Todd Grande, Dr. Grande, a bunch of YouTubers who are covering the story, and I think they're doing a really good job. But I'm having a hard time bringing myself to watch and listen to the stories about what Jodi Hildebrandt has been doing to people for years. So just a little background. Basically, when my wife and I went to couples counseling, I think I was like 20. I'm going to be turning 22 this next Friday. And so it was a short time ago. We ended up going to Jodi Hildebrandt at the recommendation of our bishop, and we basically we started our sessions, and I immediately felt uncomfortable with Jodi. I thought she was really weird. I felt like she definitely picked a side very early on who she was gonna believe and who she was gonna not believe, and as I am pretty dang sure a lot of you are aware of, Jodi is a man hater. So she made me very uncomfortable, but obviously I chose to try. Now I'm going to show you the way that she structures her groups, because I think that a lot of what she does is to isolate people from their spouses, which is obvious, but then it also is a good way for her to make a lot of money very quickly because of the way that she breaks up her couples counseling sessions. So I don't know if you guys can see this. I did a poor job. But basically what this represents right here is the first session at the bottom. She has both of you guys together, both the husband and the wife. And then she breaks you off into the wife has an individual session and the husband has an individual session. And then you end up going to the men's group for the husband and the women's group for the wife. And up there at the top is a $sign representing Jodi making a crap ton of money for, well, separating you from your spouse when you're trying to do couples counseling. I was only there for 2 sessions. Like I said, I immediately felt that she was a little bit off. I had that intuition. I call it the Holy Ghost. You can call it whatever you want. And I felt like she was not a good therapist. My ex-wife, she did kind of like her for a short period of time, but after I quit after 2 sessions, and Jodi sent me a really nasty message via text, basically saying that, if you want to fix your marriage, well, you're the problem, and like, your wife's trying so hard and you're not trying. I'm sorry, but I initiated couples counseling in the first place. I was definitely there to try to make my marriage work. And so was my ex-wife. We did what we we tried. And we tried with other couples counselors after her, so just rest assured that luckily she wasn't the final straw. But she was for a lot of people. And she has split apart families. And she has manipulated people into damaging good relationships with good people. And that's what makes me mad about this is she has well, first of all, I'm a person who wants to become a counselor. That because of all my experiences over the last couple of years, it has made me realize that I believe, at least at this current moment in my life, that I would like to become a therapist and a marriage and family counselor or an addiction counselor or someone who helps people who are in desperate need of guidance and help. And Jodi Hildebrandt had that platform. So she not only disgraced the reputation of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Mormons, us, by, the reputation for the church is always under attack, but specifically now because of bishops often recommending their constituents. What's the word? You know what I'm saying? Their members to maybe go see Jodi. Well, first thing I want to make very clear is that the doctrine of the church does not align with the philosophy of Jodi Hildebrandt. None of the things that she's teaching, the distortion, the living in truth, basically doing whatever she wants, none of that aligns with the doctrine and teachings of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And it pisses me off that people affiliate our church or me or anything that has to do. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. It makes me very mad that she disrespected our church in that way, because that is not what we stand for. I have been to church for a long time, and what she teaches has nothing to do with the church. It doesn't align. But on top of that, as someone who wants to go into being a mental health professional, it upsets me very strongly that she took that trust that patients have for their counselor, and she abused that trust, and she manipulated people in ways that they may never recover from. She broke laws. She broke HIPAA. She intentionally damaged the lives of people, which is a direct violation of everything a therapist is supposed to do for their clients. We're supposed to love them, like truthfully, deeply love them. And these are people who are vulnerable. Children are vulnerable. But people who come to a therapist saying, my marriage is hanging on by a thread. Can you help me? For you to take advantage of that position that you have in order to manipulate people is disgusting. And it hurts me to know that there are counselors out there that will do stuff like that. My marriage did not end because of Jodi Hildebrandt, but it did suffer during those weeks because of Jodi Hildebrandt's philosophies. And so seeing her all over the internet is very frustrating to me. It's triggering. I don't like the term triggering, but I can't think of a better word to describe it. It is very triggering to see her face in every thumbnail, because I'm trying to slowly digest the content and figure out, just little by little, I'm taking in this content, trying to figure out what's going on and what happened and what's going to happen. And honestly, she's not convicted yet, which means that she's innocent until proven guilty, because I believe in that flag right there. I don't even know if you can see it. The United States flag hangs on my wall, so I believe in the Constitution, and I believe in the right to a fair, reasonable trial. But I have no doubt in my mind that Jodi Hildebrandt is guilty of what everyone else is saying, because of the experience that I had with her, her ability to do great harm to the people around her. And I do not know what psychological condition has put her in this mindset. I don't know if she's absolutely a narcissist, but I don't like to throw that term around. But something's wrong with her, and I hope she never practices any form of therapy ever again. And that's at the bare minimum, because I do think she needs to spend a significant amount of time, if not the rest of her life, in prison. She won't get life in prison, but I honestly think people like this should not be walking in the general public to hurt people. So, this is a video I've been told by people, like, hey, go ahead and make a video, make a TikTok. I don't know who needs to see this, or yeah, I don't know who needs to see this, but what I will say is that there is a quote that that John Deloney, if any of you guys follow Dr. John Deloney's show, he always says that grief demands a witness, and this is something that I may not be grieving per se, but it's been a trauma in my life to realize that a person that I trusted with a part of my family's decision making, even if it was for a short period of time, it makes you question your judgment. It makes you question your bishop. It makes you question your church, maybe. I mean, not me right now, but a lot of people, it has steered them in the wrong direction. And that is inexcusable, really. I had a few notes of what I wanted to say, so let me take a look and see if there's anything else I need to cover. But yeah, just my firsthand experience with Jodi Hildebrandt was awful. My experience seeing this all come to light has been pretty uncomfortable, pretty, I wouldn't say overwhelming. I'm going to a great therapist right now. The guy's awesome. So I'm not concerned about being taken advantage of, being manipulated, but I know there are people out there who can't find a good therapist, and I just want to let you know, please keep looking. Please keep looking, because women and men like Jodi Hildebrandt, they're out there, and you can't let them be the reason why you don't pursue any kind of mental health care treatment, because it is important, because there are people like me who are out there and we care. I'm not a license yet. I'll see you in 5 years or whenever I become a therapist, in school for it now. But there are people out there who care. And I hope that the church is not being questioned by people because of this. And I hope that mental health professionals that are trustworthy are still able to help people. Because if mental health is stigmatized by some people anyway, this doesn't help. So I just wanted to make it very clear that bad people like this exist, but we are obligated by our own conscience to do better and to try to make ourselves healthy. And therapy can help with that. Church can help with that. Maybe you don't go to church. It doesn't matter. I'm not judging. I'm just saying, don't pull away from the things that could benefit you because of the bad apples. I know they say bad apples destroy a bunch. Bad apples ruin a bunch. That's some quote from some Morgan Freeman movie where he's a principal. Good movie, by the way. I think it was Stand By Me. And as you can tell, I'm kind of off topic on everything. But so is our president. So maybe I'll be the next president. That's just a joke for you. But I just want to let you guys know that, yes, I am somewhat a victim of Jodi Hildebrandt. And there are a lot of victims out there who have a responsibility to do the best with the rest of their lives and to heal. And I just want to say, if anyone else is a victim, feel free to reach out to me, because to an extent, because I didn't commit to Jodi as long as a lot of people did, for obvious reasons. Feel free to reach out and let me know your story. And if you feel comfortable putting your face in front of a camera, that helps. But I don't really know if I have much more to say. I'm sorry this video is kind of dragging along, but I just want people to know that this whole situation sucks. And I hope Jodi gets the maximum sentence that she can possibly get. I hope she does not have the opportunity to hurt people like this again. I have some other thoughts that are very angry, that I won't share, but you know, I'm definitely not rooting for Jodi right now. I'm rooting very heavily against her for obvious reasons, because nobody deserves to be treated like this by narcissistic people. Um, and I hate to see it. So that's all I really have to say. Thank you for your time, and keep keep pursuing mental health and keep pursuing church. If you're a member, don't let this be the thing that knocks you off of your ladder. Keep climbing.